Hi, Scott here for pganewman again, and today we're going to talk about chipping. And this is more of a traditional chip. On the first video I did like a chip putt, just a chipping putting style. This is a more of a traditional chip where we're going to do a couple things different. Basically, what it is, it's your chip or your putting stroke, but you're changing three things. And I've painted a line on the ground right here, and this is going to help us move the ball around and our stance around a little bit, so for those three things. So if I was going to putt a ball, I want the ball in the middle of my stance, and I want a capital Y with my arms and the club. That's a capital Y. Okay, and I have my weight kind of 50-50. So I'm going to put a ball on the line, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change three things to go from a putting stance to a chipping stance. And because a chip is such a short shot, really we just have to loft it up over a little bit of grass or a sprinkler head or what have you and get it onto the green and roll like a putt. So we want to keep it as simple as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change three things. Instead of having the ball in the middle of my stance, I'm going to move it towards my back foot. Okay, so my feet are going to be closer together. I haven't moved my front foot. I'm going to put a little bit more weight on my forward foot, so I might say 80-20, 90-10, something like that. 90% being on my front foot. And instead of having a capital Y like this, I'm going to have a lowercase y with my arms and the club. So I've changed three things from my putting stance. Instead of having the ball in the middle, I'm moving it towards the back by moving my back foot up. I've put more weight on my forward foot, and my hands are forward. They're even with this leg, my front leg. They're not way out here. They're just kind of even with my front leg, and I've got a lowercase y instead of a capital Y. So the whole trick with chipping is trying to hit the ball as much as you can on the downswing, is what gives it the backspin, which is going to give you some control when you get it onto the green. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to set up like there's a ball here on this line, and I'm going to practice making little shoulder swings and trying to either brush that line on the ground or right in front of that line towards the target. And one thing I'm trying not to do is scoop with my hands like this and try and scoop it up. I want to try and hit the ball on the downswing. So let's see if I can do it. Okay, so instead of putting, one more time, not putting, I've got the weight, the ball in the back of my stance, almost pointing my back toe at it. I've got more weight forward, I'm leaning forward, my hands are forward, and then all I'm going to do is make an easy little shoulder stroke. Kind of pop the ball up onto the green and then let it roll like a putt. And then it just depends on how far you need to go. Is going to depend on what club you use and how hard you swing. So from behind, it's going to look like this. I've got the club pointing at the target. All I want to do is swing back, swing down. I almost made it, but I went a little bit too far. Okay, so that's chipping. Three things we changed from putting. We've got the ball in the back of our stance toward our right foot, more weight on my front leg, and my hands are forward. And then it's just a matter of swinging your shoulders, just going back and through. Okay, I hope that helps. Email me if you have any questions. Good luck practicing. Hands are forward, and then all I'm going to do is make an easy little shoulder stroke. Pop the ball up on how far you need to go. It's going to depend on, got the club pointing at the target. All I want to do is swing back,